Hello and welcome. My name is NAFULA and I'm going to hop on real quick and I'm going to be talking about an important update. And this update affects anybody. Like if you are anybody who is planning to come to the United States on an immigrant visa and you're going to be applying for your visa at the consulate, like outside the United States, you have to listen to this video because it's very important. I host DV lottery winners, so I deal with a lot of, DV lottery visa related, but then this issue affects like all immigrant visas. So it could be like spousal visas, family petitions, DV lottery. So those are immigrant visas. So what are immigrant visas? It means like the visa you're coming here on a green card. You're not coming on a non-immigrant visa. You're coming to the United States with the intention of becoming a United States permanent resident. So according to the immigration lawyers, I'm not an immigration lawyer by any chance or any means. So if you have any questions or you need anything clarified, then you can go to an immigration lawyer and they'll be able to advise you appropriately. But according to the immigration lawyers, there's a memo that went out. I might be late to the party, but then guess what? Late is better than never, right? So yeah, a memo went out, and according to this memo, the U.S. consulates outside the United States will not be scheduling people for interviews outside their home countries. And what does this mean? So if you're a DV lottery winner, you have a family petition for your wife, for your children, for your parents, any immigrant visa, which means like when you're coming to the United States, you're not coming on a non-immigrant visa. You are coming on an immigrant visa. You're coming on a green card. So you get your green card stamped on your visa, and then when you come here you can obtain a green card, any immigrant visa. You will not be allowed to schedule that interview at any other embassy outside your home country. So how does this affect the DV lottery winners? You realize I host a lot of DV lottery winners, and let's talk about one crappy embassy. And I'm going to talk like I'm from Kenya, but then I'm going to talk about Nairobi embassy. I'm going to use them as an example of being one of those crappy embassies. So Nairobi embassies, like I said, DV2024, they were very good. They issued like a lot of visas. Anybody with a case number even of 119,000 got a visa. I'm hosting 3 people who had a case number of over 100,000 in DV2024, and they got their visas. But in 2023, they did such a crappy job that somebody with a 35,000 case number was not scheduled at Nairobi embassy. And I thought that was bad. Boy, was I wrong. I'm going to be talking about Nairobi because they've perfected the act of doing such a half-assed crappy job that I don't know what to think about. Just think of somebody who has a case number of 25,900 in Nairobi embassy. They did not get that 2NL, they were not scheduled, and they will not get a visa. Make it make sense. DV lottery is one of those visas that are not merit-based. So you don't have to be like the smartest champ in the community. You don't have to be specialized or have like the best expertise in a certain area. You don't have to be like educated to a certain point to get this visa. It was created by the Department of State to give out 55,000 to people who have low rates of immigration. This is not merit-based. And I'm like, if these visas are available, what is the problem? Why are you not giving people these visas? Why are you taking these visas? You're just gonna let them slide? Like, what is your gain of not giving these people visas? They qualified, they played, they won, and then now you can't schedule them? So embassy is like enemy of progress? Make it make sense. Anyhow, that was not the point for this video. I'm just using Nairobi as a crappy embassy to talk about this, what I'm gonna tell you. So now that I've talked about Nairobi embassy telling you like 25,900 or 26,000 case number will not get scheduled and will not get a visa. So if you're stuck at that embassy with this new memo, you will not be able to move to a different embassy. I have a girl who's a DV2025. I'm not going to say their name. DV2025 in my group. Her case number is over 30-something thousand. And she's DV2025. And she has her visa in hand. And guess what she did? She went to Thailand. I didn't even realize you could go to Thailand. So she had to get a visa to Thailand. And then that's where she went. And she got an interview there. And she got a DV lottery visa. And she'll be coming to the United States. So make it make sense. Like, why are they sending... Like, why do you have to go to Thailand to get a visa that is rightfully like yours? They just need to schedule an interview. If you meet the minimum requirements, then they give you the visa. What is the problem? So anyhow, I had a DV lottery winner who was like, in the UAE and then wanted to do an interview there. and has a very low case number from Uganda, very low case number. He received something telling him that he need to schedule his appointment at his home country. Make it make sense. So now they don't want you to move your case to somewhere else. So the only way you can move your case is it has to be a humanitarian reason. And when I say humanitarian reason, what do I mean? Like, okay, humanitarian reason, maybe you're sick and you're getting treatment in UAE. So if you go to Kenya to get your interview, to have your interview in Kenya, it might delay treatment in one way or another. So they will let you use their embassy because of humanitarian reasons. You are sick. Another thing is maybe your family member is sick. Maybe you're visiting Thailand, or you're visiting Ghana, or you're visiting Kenya, whatever. And then you're over there, and then your family member is sick, and then maybe you are the caregiver. So if you leave, then your family member will not have somebody to take care of them. Then they will allow you to switch your embassy to that location. Another way you can move, or you can justify your move, is if you say the embassy is unsafe. Maybe you have an embassy in a location where either maybe to go there it's unsafe. Maybe there's war, or there's some fighting, so you can't drive there because you're gonna get killed along the way. So it's unsafe to use that embassy. Then they might let you switch it. It's not like they will automatically switch you there. They might let you switch it. Or the embassy is closed. Like, you don't have no embassy. So if you don't have an embassy in your country, then you can have your embassy scheduled at a different location. So those are the reasons they're giving. But having a slow embassy, like the way you say, oh, Nairobi is just doing a crappy job, so I want to move my case to a different embassy, that will not be allowed anymore. It's going to be affecting DV2026. It's going to be affecting DV2027 and future DV lottery winners until this whatever memo they send out or whatever is scraped out, either by a different administration or this administration. I have no idea. But let's look at what this thing is trying to do. I'm not a political scientist. I'm not like an immigration anything. I just work in healthcare. But look at it this way. A lot of embassies who do not perform well are in predominantly black countries. What does that mean? It means like a lot of embassies in Africa are the embassies that are slow. A lot of embassies in Europe, like maybe in London, in Germany, or even Algeria, as much as it's in Africa, Algeria does very well. But Algeria, like, they're not black, right? But they're in Africa. But a lot of embassies that do not perform well are in Africa. So you sending out a memo saying that you cannot switch embassies, you have to stick to your embassy, and your embassy is performing badly, it means you want less people from those countries. What am I trying to say? DV lottery, a lot of African people will win, but they don't want a lot of Africans here. So how are they going to do that? They just slow the processing of DV lottery at the embassies. And guess what? Those people don't get a visa. The way Nairobi did. 26,000 case number. If you're in another embassy, probably you'll have gotten a visa way long time ago. But Nairobi killed that dream. So this memo, the intention is not like, oh, I just want to increase scrutiny. No. They want to reduce the immigrants from black countries. Because how the DV lottery works is, if you have Nairobi embassy, the way they did not issue enough visas, or whatever embassy, maybe Ghana, or maybe Addis Ababa, or whatever embassy, even Tanzania, if they don't issue enough visas, we still have 55,000 visas available. So what happens is they reallocate these visas to the best or the better performing embassies. So if London is performing well, London can give out a lot of visas to the max until they'll reach their limit. Or maybe you are an embassy in Germany, in Europe, in Oceania, in Asia, or whatever these countries are. Those embassies that are performing well, they will take visas from this poorly performing African embassy and allocate those visas to those other regions that are doing well. So you can increase the number of people who are British who are coming to America and reduce the number of African people coming from the African continent. It looks like it's legal, right? It looks like it's right. But then when you look at it really well, then you see what's going on. Because so if you're in Kenya, you cannot move your interview location to another location, then make it make sense. Because what is the problem? Like, when you're going to Tanzania, what is the problem? You're just going to interview the way you will have interviewed in Kenya. Like, what is the problem? But with this memo, either you have a humanitarian reason, which I explained earlier in the video, or your embassy is closed or unsafe. Slow performing embassy is not a reason. And then, like before, to just switch your embassy, you'll literally unlock your DS260 and update your current address, or send a message or send an email to the embassy and then ask them, kindly, can you take my case? And then that was about it. Now they removed that power from the embassy. The embassy cannot accept you to switch location. Then it has to go through a supervisor. A supervisor has to review that case and approve it before the embassy can take it. Now the power is not even with the embassies. So what I'm praying is, like, I hope the embassies perform well. But if they don't, guys, winning the green card and getting a visa has become harder than it was. But guess what? Just apply and you never know. It might end up like DV2024, where somebody with 100,000 case number got a visa. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me if you're watching me on YouTube. And see you in my next video.